It's not every day that we get 4 achievers in one Zoom world. 2 from the sports field, Leander Paes and Mahesh Bhupathi, and 2 film directors, Nitesh Tiwari and Ashwiny Tiwari, who made a mark in the film industry. So welcome everyone to the Indian Down Under interview. Now, the trailer of Breakpoint has just dropped and everyone is speculating about it. So if you could give us a small sneak preview about what the 7-part film series, web series is about.
So it kind of encapsulates our journey, which includes all the winning, the Grand Slams, some of the issues that Leander and me have never spoken about. I think Nitesh sir and Ashwini have been amazing. To be able to shoot individually with us, give us that freedom, give us that comfort. I think a lot of stuff that we've never put out there before has come out really well in Breakpoint. So yeah, we're just looking forward to it releasing now.
We're also looking forward to it. So Nitesh and Ashwini, tell us a bit about the process, because as far as I know, you interviewed both of them separately. So how did you interview them separately and join their story together?
So yeah, so we got started first, we basically both of us complete circles for homework and preparation. So we didn't randomly get started. We first had individual chats over Zoom because we were starting in the pandemic. Heard out Mahesh, heard out Leander, and then we had combined chats with both of them, and that went on for I think over a month, where we have hours and hours of that footage. And based on that, we made our notes and we prepared our structure as to how would we like to go about doing this series. And we didn't want to just walk into it randomly and shoot them and say, let's see what happens. And that structure allowed us to zero in onto who all we would want to be there in the series, so that we can cover all angles to their story and not just their side of the story, so that people get to see something which is very interesting, which they have not seen before. So you would not only see them pouring their hearts out, you would also see legends from around the world giving their perspective on the incidents which may have happened, their family members, siblings, childhood friends, coaches, sports legends from India, sports journalists, physios, and you name it. So that's what is I would give it to the kind of homework which we did, because otherwise we would have not been able to structure it so nicely and kept it engaging and entertaining and riveting and emotional at the same time. In a series,
amazing. It sounds like you're going to take us on a journey of both these stars, sports legends. Mahesh and Leander, both of you were very successfully playing as single tennis players. So what was the turning point in your career when you thought of playing as doubles as a team together?
Well, in February of 1990, I was playing the Asian Championships in Sri Lanka. And Mahesh was there playing the same championships as well. And I came for practice the first day. I just finished with the Australian Open, actually. And okay. I saw this young, chubby little kid hitting perfect backhand after backhand after backhand. And I stood there to watch because I had an intuition that we could win Wimbledon together. And I've been blessed with intuition. I get to verbalize it as well because I'm bold enough to believe in a dream. And I went up to him eventually and I said, would you like to win Wimbledon? And he laughed at me and he said, you're crazy. So I said, I know I'm crazy, but would you like to win Wimbledon? And then we introduced each other together. Hi, I'm Leander. Hi, I'm Mahesh. And the rest is history. The beautiful job that Ashwini ma'am and Nitesh bhai have done is they've captured the human story behind how these 2 young Indian boys had a dream and how they achieved that dream of winning Wimbledon. And at the same time, getting to #1 in the world. But also beyond that, as you watch episode after episode, they've been able to take the human side of it. That just because we were world beaters and Grand Slam winners, we were still vulnerable. We still made mistakes. We still take responsibility for our mistakes. And that's the beautiful part about the brotherhood that Mahesh and myself have, is that we've stood the test of time. We've seen each other in the highest of highs, the lowest of lows, but here we are, still using our story to motivate kids all around the world, to tell them if we can be champions, so can you.
Now, your story is inspiring to so many budding sports people out there. Mahesh, I also have heard that you're very reserved and it took a lot out of you to come out and tell your story. So how was the process for you?
Yeah, obviously it was, I was a little nervous about it. I wasn't sure if I would be able to kind of, be able to lay it all out there once the cameras rolled. But, like I said, both Nitesh sir and Ashwiny, made me feel so comfortable and reassured that it was, I think I was called the one take wonder at the end of the shoot.
Nitesh and Ashwini, your most noted films, for example, Jungle and Panga, focus on the career of sportswomen, while Breakpoint is about the career of sportsmen. So what similarities and differences will the audience extract from this web series? And did you ever think about making it into a film?
The similarity is the human side of sports legends, is what I would say. And that's the beauty of stories, and every story has something so unique and something so beautiful that as a storyteller, you want to tell it, and it's no different when it comes to Leah and Hesh and their story. So for me, as a creator, human story always takes the front stage and sports always takes the backstage. So yes, tennis is the backdrop, but end of the day, it's a sports story. End of the day, it's a human story, about what went into making these two great tennis champions from our country. And the difference is that, unlike our movies, this is completely unscripted. So what happened is what you get to hear, and the emotions are all real. So if there is angst, it's real. If there is laughter, it's real. If there are tears, they are real. So everything out there is real.
And Ashwini, will you like to add on something to this? And
Yeah,
also, and your films also always have a very strong message. So let us know, what strong message does Breakpoint have?
I do feel that the one thing which is common, and you were talking about, the female protagonist as a sports person, and here we have Mahesh and Leander. I do feel that the only difference is that any sports person or anyone who's trying to achieve something which is beyond the expected has to go through a lot of hard work and has to surprise and has to also form parts which are not which have not been there. So I do feel that with this, what my takeaway would be is that no dream is small, and they have tried to prove that they can go and conquer in world tennis. So like Lee keeps saying, two brown Mondays who went and conquered the world space. So that's what it is, that no dream is small, and you can just go and achieve whatever you want with your hard work, because there would be many naysayers there.
Oh, that's lovely. No dream is small. And that's exactly what all the budding sports people of India, they've always looked up to you. Mahesh and Leander, do you have any message for all of your fans out there?
I think the main message, is anything is achievable as long as you put in the hard yards, right? I mean, when we were growing up, I think it was a dream for kids to play at Wimbledon. And then we kind of set the precedent that Indians have the ability to win the big titles and Grand Slams. So, today kids dream about winning Wimbledon. And I think that's the difference of the next generation. And hopefully we can build on that.
For me, Neeru, I feel that if the takeaway from this could mean that every boy and girl who gets a chance to see Breakpoint can believe in themselves a little more, can trust that they have the courage to follow their dreams, to be champions in any walk of life, then for me, Breakpoint's a huge success. This is an inspirational story. This is a Tiranga story. This is a story of who how two young brown Mundes went out and conquered Wimbledon and became #1 in the world, just as Ashwini said. And I'm so grateful to Ashwini ma'am and Nitesh bhai and their whole team, and to ZEE5 and the whole team behind ZEE5 for believing in us, and also to the collective artist team, Vijay and Ashu, for bringing us together. And to everyone behind the scenes, Neeru, who actually don't get a chance to be on the camera with us, but they're the ones that made Breakpoint possible. It's been a great journey, a great ride, and just very humbled by it. Can't wait for it to release.
That's very humble and inspiring of you to say that. And all the best to everyone, all the team behind Breakpoint. And we're looking forward to ZEE5's Breakpoint on 1st of October. Thank you so much for your time today and all the best.